Hello, everyone. So, for my interview, I decided to interview my old sous chef, or yeah, old and then soon to be new, or soon to be again sous chef, Thomas Wise or Wise. Um, he currently works at Haisu, and Haisu is located in Pilsen in Chicago. It is a modern Vietnamese cuisine restaurant, and it's been operating for a little over 2 years now. Tom himself has been in the industry, I'd say, for just over 4 years, according to his accounts. But he's been at Haisu since it's been open. He's actually a pretty young sous chef, I guess. He's younger than I am. He's about 22 or 23. Um, but he has been doing this thing for a while, I guess, since he was about 16, so I guess over 4 years. So closer to 6 years, 5 to 6 years. So the questions I decided to ask Tom have to do with management and business management, restaurant management, and since he himself is a leader, I decided to ask him questions that deal with that. So I'll go down the list and then give his following answers. So one of the questions, or the questions go, what would you do if two employees are disputing during service? Next one was, what is the right protocol when one receives a bad shipment of produce? How does one effectively lead the back of house during very busy times or during rushes? How hard is it to find suitable employees for back of house? And then, what is most difficult when motivating staff? And then, what is your own philosophy when it comes to leading? So, when it comes to the first question that deals with two employees that are disputing, well, this has actually happened according to Tom. And what the best thing to do is not disrupt service, not make a big deal, so that any what's it called customers or guests might see something that might be a little, I guess, aggressive, in I guess in that sense, is what he was saying. He doesn't want anyone, or he wouldn't want customers to see that. So what his solution is that he would take one of the employees or both employees and send one of them to the back and then have them figure that out. And then once it dies down, what he would want to do is get both of the employees, bring them together and find a resolution, obviously, and then talk to them separately first, then figure out a resolution. But the main thing for him was that, like, especially when it's during service, that's something that's got to be dealt with immediately, because in the end, it's gonna not only affect the food, but it could have potentially affect the customer's experience too, especially since it's an open kitchen. The next question was, what's the right protocol when a bad shipment of produce, or bad shipment of whatever might come in, fish, meat or whatever it might be. And then for Tom, his answer, I guess, is a very logical answer. And what he told me was that when shipments come in, the first thing that they do is they make sure they go through everything and basically inspect it in front of the person, in front of the person who's delivered it. And then basically, if it is a bad shipment, what they do is that they get the they show the person who's delivering it what is wrong. They'll make a note of it, write everything down. I forget what the exact note is, but then they'll give that note to the driver who has it. They'll send it back, get a shipment back. But then, what they said is, like, since they might need that product and it might be an essential thing for the restaurant, instead of just sending everything back and then waiting. I mean, they send the bad shipment back, but then what they'll do is that they'll try to find a substitute, an alternative, and they'll go spend more money to get that as a replacement. Which is interesting because it's a lot more money that they have to spend, but in the end they need it for service. So the next one is how to effectively. Oh, no, wait. Oh, yeah. And the next one goes is how to effectively lead the back of house during very busy times or during rushes. And I've experienced this with Tom, but what he does is, and then what he says that he tries to do is that, especially during rush times, if he's not already at a station doing something, he will go around to every station, like as many times as possible as he can, and see if they need anything, if they need any items from the back, from the freezer, even if they need hands on the line, or they need, someone to, like, say, saute something while someone needs to go drop something in the fryer. He's always there to try to do that. And yeah, so basically his own philosophy is that it's, in order to effectively lead, you need to be direct and you need to engage, and that's very much what he does. And he's always calling out, and so it's like, I would say it's to always engage, be active, and then communicate is probably what it was what his answer essentially was. The next one is, how hard is it to find a suitable employee for the back of house? This question, I guess, was a little funny for Tom, because most restaurants, and Haisu itself is definitely and has been looking for employees for a little bit. Well, the stories that he's been telling me is that, and this was kind of after that I had left, finding a person that is able to work the line and, I guess, be consistent. That's the main thing. Is what he said. It is like they can show up, they can do all this, but having them be consistent in their work is definitely hard. And not just that, but even finding dishwashers that are, that one is a thing. This is a big one that he mentioned too. That is finding a dishwasher that's, like, really effective in dishwashing, I guess, is really, really tough, because it's very much a unglamorous job that not many people want to do, but it's a really, really essential to a restaurant. The next question, I guess they kind of go together, but it was, what is the most difficult when motivating staff, and then what's your own philosophy when it comes to leading and being a motivator? And this was kind of goes back to what the whole suitable employees thing is, that when it comes to motivating the staff, what he finds is it's hard to be consistent in motivation, and for him, it's hard to find the right balance of what works for some people and what works for others, and being able to make everybody feel motivated and everybody feel happy is definitely a hard thing, because in the end, if someone might be doing really well, and so it won't take them as much to get motivated, but someone might be deep in, something, or, and it might be harder to get them motivated. And not just that, but I guess when it just comes to, like, being able to get everybody to work as hard as possible, when you already know you're working as hard as possible, was also a difficulty for him. And then that kind of comes down to the whole own philosophy thing. When it comes to his philosophy, it's definitely practice what you preach for Tom. So if you're gonna work hard, or you expect others to work hard, you yourself should be a very hard worker, and always accountable, and always trying to help other people. That's kind of what I definitely experienced that when I was with Tom too. But yeah, those were my questions for his interview, and if you ever feel you'd want to come to Haisu, please come. I'll be there in, I think, about 2 weeks ish. And yeah, it was a great interview. Always great to hear from Tom. But yeah, thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this video of me talking about interviews. Okay, thank you.